Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Organize with Grace. And today we will talk about this thing called overthinking, or some may refer to it as overanalyzing. Have you done either one of those? Well, let me be the first to raise my hand because I believe that I am a recovering overthinker. How do I know? Well, with this episode, I've already tried to record it maybe 10 times and have started over and over. But I am going to take action instead of overthink it and just go with it. I have my notes ready. I'm prepared to talk about this, and I really believe that I need to discuss it with you because it's something that gets in the way of you trying to get your home organized, yourself organized. And this overthinking is really a way to sabotage that journey. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to take action no matter how small, and when you feel that it's time for you to get organized. All right, so first let's get some description about what this overthinking is. And I found this on an article on WikiHow titled How to Survive Overthinking. And it's co-authored by Chloe Carmichael. And this article says, overthinking an issue, event, or even conversation is a common method of coping with stress. But studies show that overthinking and ruminating on something stressful or troubling has strong ties with depression and anxiety. For many people, overthinking things is just an automatic way of seeing the world, but that mindset can lead to prolonged periods of depression and may even cause some people to delay seeking treatment. So again, those statements I took from an article titled How to Survive Overthinking from the website wikihow.com, and it was co-authored by Chloe Carmichael, who is a licensed clinical psychologist. There's a lot to unpack in those statements, but let's look at it in relationship to trying to get organized. What could that look like for you? And I believe that the first one, when we start to think about what we need to do in our homes with decluttering and organization, is that number one, the same thoughts repeat in your mind, but you're really not taking much action. So the thoughts in your mind would be something like, I should really fill in the blank. I need to fill in the blank. I want to fill in the blank. So for example, you'll say, oh, I should really organize that pantry, or I should really organize my closet. Oh, I should really declutter that coffee table right now. Another example of overthinking is difficulty making decisions when you are decluttering about what to throw out, what to keep. And believe me, it is difficult to make those decisions. And there are a lot going on in the background, maybe emotionally or even physically, if you are tired or have low energy when it comes to decluttering, that it is tough to make that decision. And it does result in some overthinking. And then the next sign of overthinking is worrying about the past or the future. And most of us have done that at some extent. But when you are constantly worried about what happened in the past and worried about what's happening in the future, it's really tough to stay in the present and try to figure out what it is that you're wanting to do, why you're doing it when it comes to decluttering and organization. In another article that I found called Overthinking is Killing You, Science Confirms You Need to Get Out of Your Head. So within this article, psychologist Susan Nolan Hoeksema, PhD, says, Our brains are truly hardwired for overthinking. All of the memories, thoughts, and emotions stored in our brains are woven together in networks of connections. This spider web of associations definitely increases our capacity to think, but it also makes us susceptible to overthinking. All right, so since our brains are hardwired for overthinking, what do we do then? Are we just stuck in this state? Can we not help ourselves when we overthink? Do we just give up and be like, well, I guess I'm naturally an overthinker, so forget about taking action? No way. I care about you too much to let you go that quickly. But before I provide you with that simple solution, let me ask you, what is overthinking costing you? Is it costing you sleepless nights? Is it costing you continued chaos in your home because it's too hard to begin? And is it causing you to continue in this cycle of starting and stopping when it comes to getting yourself organized or your home organized? What is it costing you? And is it worth it to continue to experience the same things over and over again? Or is it time for a change? But I know change is hard and it's scary. And that might be why we overthink, because maybe in a way, it's safe to do it instead of actually making the changes necessary to make our lives better. We have this comfort zone of just thinking and ruminating. And let me tell you about that word ruminate. So let me give you a definition from a website called milkproduction.com. And rumination, that word has to do with cud chewing. Yes, cud chewing as in a cow. Rumination, also called cud chewing, is the process by which the cow regurgitates or casts up previously consumed feed and masticates it a second time. The rechewed feed with saliva is formed into a bolus and swallowed a second time. It is the floating large particles on top of the rumen, which is re-chewed. I know, I'm sorry, it's kind of graphic, but I find it really funny because it so describes the way I think about things when I am obsessed with that thought, when I am overthinking. It's like I'm chewing something over and over again after it's already been chewed. Ew. So how do we get out of this kind of thinking and get on with taking action with the thing that we were supposed to do, like clean or declutter our closet or clean out our bedroom, stuff like that? If you've done it for years, like I have, it is really hard to get over it just like that. And I don't think it's really that possible. I'm more like, let's move through it. Let's move with it. Let's move despite the overthinking and try to, move and take action. You may not be able to completely get rid of your overthinking ways, but you can start moving on and, one, recognizing that you're overthinking, and then two, finding ways that will work for you, without judgment, without hurrying yourself, and just trying to pace yourself when it comes to getting organized. So my solution to overthinking: write things down. Write it down. What is it that you're overthinking about? Take it out of your head and onto paper. And you're probably thinking, well, how do I start? I'm not even in school anymore and I haven't written in so long. That's okay. Get out a piece of paper, a pen, and start writing whatever comes to your mind and get it out on paper and get it out of your head. This is not a term paper that you're trying to do. You're not trying to impress anybody with your writing. This is just for you to get those thoughts out of your head. There are lots of studies out there that have been completed that talk about the benefits of writing and how therapeutic it is. And I really, truly believe it myself, because I have been journaling for about 20 years, maybe more now. And I think that had I not been doing that, I would be such a basket case, because I have so many thoughts all day coming at me, and I need to get them out. And that's how I do it. And I hope that helps you when I tell you that it's okay. Just write it down. You don't even have to reread it. Or maybe writing it down will turn it into a list that of the things that you have been maybe putting off, or the things that you need to do. And by writing it down, you start to realize, okay, what is priority and what is not, and why have I been thinking about this so much? And you're going to be able to discover all of these things when you write things down, rather than keeping them all in your head, thinking about things over and over again, and not getting you anywhere. And I'm not saying that writing things down will solve all of your problems, but I believe it's a start when it comes to you overthinking things. So for example, this is what you can do. If you have been thinking about what types of things need to get cleaned up or organized around your home, write that down. If it's the bathroom that needs to get organized, write it down and schedule it. Scheduling is really powerful because you tend to keep what you schedule. And it's hard. Life happens and it doesn't get done. But the things that we write down in our planner, or we write down in our calendar at home, has a higher chance of getting done if it's written down and scheduled. So today, what is it that you're overthinking about? What is it that keeps on popping up in your mind and that you cannot seem to forget about, or you can't seem to shake? Write that item down. Write it down and start planning on how to accomplish whatever that is that you've been thinking about. And you know what? It might not get done next week. It might not get done next month. But you have accomplished something if you wrote it down and got it out on paper and out of your head. And if you need help with this, let me know. As a professional organizer, I can help you map out a plan for you to take action when it comes to getting your home organized, getting your schedule organized. And a lot of times it just takes that objective eye, that objective person, to get you going and get you on your way and help you get unstuck. I offer virtual coaching. You can contact me by email. My email address is grace@organizewithgrace.com. Or if you're on Instagram, my handle there is @organizewithgrace. And on Facebook, my page is @organizewithgracefb. Let's do a free consultation. Let me know what it is that you need help with. And if it's a component of overthinking, then, we can come together and come up with an action plan for you so that you can become successful and be that organized person that you've always wanted to be and that you could be. So this is it for today. I hope this was helpful. And if you have a few minutes and you have enjoyed this podcast, please leave a review on iTunes so that women like you can find this show easily. And Mama, I know you're busy trying to juggle your household, your kiddos, the partner and all of that. And I just appreciate you so much for taking the time to listen. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you next time.